Okay, now we're back on how to make the perfect pot of brown rice. Now my water is steaming, so that means it's come to a rolling boil. Remove your lid. Okay. Right here we have your cup of rice. We have our salt and our oil. Now I'm going to take, for the perfect pot of rice, you need a teaspoon of salt. This is my salt, iodized salt. It's really inexpensive. I'm going to measure out 1 teaspoon of salt. See, 1 teaspoon, and you add that to your water. I sprinkle it over the surface of the water. Now I'm going to take my vegetable oil for your perfect pot of brown rice. You take your vegetable oil and you measure 1 tablespoon of oil. One tablespoon of oil. Okay. Be real careful. It's a lot easier to do with 2 hands, but I'm showing you. So you add that to your water, your boiling water. And kind of get everything out of there. And you bring your water back to a rolling boil. I'm trying to remember where I got my pot of rice, perfect pot of rice recipe from. I think I got it from the back of a rice box. My favorite rice is Carolina extra long grain rice, and I think that's the recipe back there. But as you cook, the more you cook it, you kind of can tell how much water. Normally it's 2 to 1, 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. And the time varies from white rice to brown rice. For white rice, it's usually 20 minutes to cook thoroughly or steam, and 40 minutes for brown rice. Okay, I just swirl my pot, just trying to get everything together, just evenly dispersed through the water, and now it's coming back to a rolling boil. And that took about a minute. So let's go back to our cup of rice. This is a cup of brown rice that I've added to a bowl. And now we're just going to add that to the rolling boiling water. Now, you kind of evenly spread it down to the bottom of the pot. Kind of shake it a little bit to make sure that it's evenly dispersed through the pot. And you bring that back to a boil for a minute. Let it come to a boil, to a rolling boil. And right now I have the water on high heat, so that it can come to a boil. And right now it's almost to a rolling boil to me. It's not quite yet. So let's recap what we did earlier. We have a medium saucepan, a 2-quart saucepan. Mine is non-stick. You add 2 1/4 cups of water. I think it's 2 1/2 for brown rice because I haven't made brown rice in a while. So it's between 2 1/4 cups or 2 1/2 cups of water. You add that to your pot. You bring that to a boil. Once that's to a rolling boil, you add your 1 teaspoon of salt, which is table salt or iodinized salt, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, and you add everything. You bring that to a boil, the oil and the salt to a boil. Then you add your rice and let that evenly coat on the bottom of the pan. You bring that to a boil, and then you bring that. Now your rice and your salt and your oil are into the saucepan, and you let that boil for 1 minute. So, as I was saying, I normally make white rice, but I only have brown rice in the house, so that's what I'm making today. And this is all to make the perfect pot of rice. I find it interesting to hear how people say, I don't know how to make rice. It's really simple. It's really easy. These are the tips that I'm showing you in this video are what I do all the time when I make rice. And it comes out really good. And as you make your rice, then you can sometimes incorporate different things. I've made curry rice, which I just add like a teaspoon of powdered curry. It's not a very hot curry. It's more of a spicy curry, and it was good. I also made, it was like yellow orange rice. I used a packet of saffron, and I added that to the water. Okay, now we're to our minute. But as I was saying, you can make flavored rice, but this is just the basic plain brown rice. Okay, now it's been boiling for a minute. Now I'm going to stir the rice around in the pot. You don't want to stir too much because it's going to, but you stir thoroughly once or twice with your spoon. Okay, now it's been boiling for about a minute. You add your lid and you cover it, and then you don't touch it. You don't disturb it. You don't come and peek at it for the allotted time. So now I'm going to, you put your lid on while it's still rolling, boiling, and you turn your, sorry for my stove is high because for some reason it's calibrated really high, but you turn it to simmer, which is 1. Low is too low. You want it just enough for the bubbles to come to the top. So right now, I put my lid on my pot, my plate on my pot, because I have no lid, and you let that boil for, you let that simmer for 40 minutes. And when we come back, I'll show you what I do for the next step for the perfect pot of brown rice. So now, see you when I come back. Bye.